So there we go. Okay, let's talk about these strategies. The reading section, we have talked about the reading section. I know we haven't. This is the first time we are going to check the reading section with you. I want you to see the types of reading that we can have. And last class, we checked the first section of the reading section, and now we are going to continue with part 2. Part 2 is a little bit more complex. So let's check this. In this section, you will see a couple of people, and a description of the person, right? The idea is that you match the product that you are going to read with the corresponding person. Here you have, for example, Jenny and Alexia. And you need to match who would prefer this product over here. What you need to do is to match the person with the product according to the description, according to the words that you read, the personality of the person, and the product that they offer. Okay. Now, let's check it. Before we pass to the reading, let's try to do the sample question. Okay. You are going to read Jenny. Elsie, help me reading Jenny. And Mitch, you're gonna help me read Alexi. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Action. Go, Elsie.
Jenny wants to buy locally produced food traditional to the area. She needs somewhere convenient to eat, and she's sizing.
And she's what? Vocabulary.
Sizing?
Kinda. We're gonna check it with 3 syllables. First, we need to understand what is sight.
Sight.
Okay, Sight is a one word, so take a note. And it's the ability to see. You have 5 senses. Taste, hearing, smelling, touch, and sight. Right? And then you have the verb see. Right? In ing pronunciation.
Seen.
Separate. C-N.
C-N.
C-N, exactly. Together.
Sizing.
C-N. C-N.
Sizing.
C-N, 3 syllables.
Sightseeing.
Exactly.
Sightseeing.
Sightseeing. That's right.
Sightseeing.
Perfect. Look at the definition.
The activity of visiting interesting buildings and places as a tourist.
When you are a tourist, the first thing you do is to go out to the streets, to take a picture of buildings, to take pictures of you. This is the activity of sightseeing. Right? So let's read it again. What does she need?
She needs somewhere convenient to eat, and as she's sizing in the city, the market shouldn't be far from local attractions.
That's right. So this is another way to say she's a tourist, right? In this moment, she's visiting the city. Good job. Very good. Let's get familiar with Alexia. Mitch, help us with Alexia.
Yes. Alexia is looking for a really special necklace for her grandmother's birthday. She'd like to spend the whole day at the market and wants to avoid the cold by staying inside.
That's correct. So as you can see, she's not a tourist. She's more a person, a family person. She's looking for a necklace. Who knows what is a necklace? Do you know what is a necklace? Yep. For your necklace, a necklace. Right? And she's looking at a necklace for her grandmother. Right? Another important detail is that she'd like to spend the whole day at the market. Right? Because if she's in the market, she won't be cold. That's a very important detail. Here, you have one of the options. Technically, one of the options is about a market, right? We will see which one fits, if it's better for Jenny or if it's better for Alexia, okay? So help me, Cesar. Let's read the perfect market. What is a perfect market, brother?
Perfect market, close to museums and art galleries. This is the place to buy something for lunch, as well as fresh fruit and special breeds.
Again. What can we buy in this place?
Something for lunch, as well as fresh fruit and special breeds.
Okay. We have corrected that before. In previous classes, we spoke about this pronunciation.
Fruit.
Yeah, the I doesn't sound.
Okay.
And in previous classes, I told you that breathe. This is breathe.
Bread.
I am breathing. Exactly. It's
Bread.
Bread.
Yeah.
Bread. Food. See?
Yes.
So let's read again. What can we buy in this place?
Something for lunch, as well as fresh fruit and special breads.
Excellent.
Try the region's famous cheese. Famous cheese.
Which famous cheese are we talking about?
Try the regions.
Exactly.
Regions.
The G never has the sound in English. Is in Spanish. You know?
Okay. Yeah.
In English is J all the time, or G. J or G, never H.
Okay. Try the region's famous cheese. The producers are there with advice on different types. Eat on the seats situated around the market, watching the colorful scene and enjoying music from local bands.
That's right. Who can tell me? Is this market perfect for Jenny or for Alexia?
No, for Jenny.
Cesar says Jenny. What about Mitch? What do you say?
Me too, Jenny.
You say Jenny. What about Elsie? What do you say?
Jenny.
Okay, so we agree that it's Jenny, right? That is actually correct. Because of two reasons. Number one, close to museums and art galleries. So she will be traveling around the city. She will be sightseeing. Therefore, this is a perfect match for Jenny. The other reason is that she wants to buy locally produced food, right? And here we're talking about region's famous cheese. So this is a locally produced food. Okay. There is another observation, but this corresponds to Alexia, something that is contradicting what Alexia needs. Over here. Alexia said that she wants to avoid the cold by staying inside. Right? Because the city is very cold. Well, in the text of the Beaufort Market, it says that you can eat on the seat situated around the market, watching the colorful scene. This means that this is in the exterior of the market. That contradicts what Alexia needs. Therefore, she is going to a different place. The correct option is Jenny. You see? This is very important because in the exam, you will have 6 markets. And then you will get 6 people. I know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people. 5 people, 8 markets. So what is interesting is that 2 of the products or 2 of the markets will be away, will not be used. This requires a lot of comprehension. The tips that I can give you are number 1, read the descriptions of the people first. I recommend that you get familiar with the people first before you pass to the markets. Number 2, read the 8 texts and try to identify those that match the people. To begin with, you may find more than one that seems to match. It's very probable that 2 of them are very appropriate for one person. So be careful with exceptions. Exceptions are very, very helpful. Number 3, read the text again and focus on detail. Just because a word appears in both texts, this does not mean that this is the correct choice to make. Similar to what happened in the previous section. Alexia wanted a market, and this is a market. So not necessarily because Alexia wants a market, this is the appropriate market for Alexia. So you need to be careful with words that are similar, that don't necessarily match the context. Pay attention to synonyms, as they might indicate the option could be correct. And finally, look out for anything that indicates the answer is wrong. Contradicting information, right? Alexia wanted to go to the inside, and the market was outside. That was the help that we had. This is the pages. These are the pages that we are going to practice right now. So let me pass you the file. And I'm going to give you 15 minutes. 15 minutes, is that okay? Yeah, 15 minutes is the limit. Okay. So let's go to the reading paper. Can you read it completely, or is it too small?
It's good for me.
It's good for you?
I guess it's a little bit small.
Okay, city markets. What about? If I make it bigger, it doesn't fit. That's a problem. What if I? Okay, let me do some magic. So that's Two pages here. Where is it? That's the biggest I can get. Yes. This is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Right? Is it better then? I think it's better. Okay, people, be my guest. 1, 2, 3. Action. 15 minutes. Have 2 minutes. Time's up. Ready? Is 15 minutes enough, or is it 15 minutes a little? What do you think? Too much time or short time?
It's good time.
Okay, good. The rest agrees? Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, it's okay.
perfect. Okay, if you are happy with 15 minutes, that is perfect. Because just remember that the reading section has 5 exercises, 4 exercises, and most of them, if you take 15 minutes per exercise, that's technically 1 hour. 1 hour for all the reading section. So I really recommend that you do it as fast as possible before the 15 minutes mark, especially with the shorter versions, the shorter exercises. For example, part 1. Part 1 was 10 minutes. That was 10 minutes was too much. And then part 2, today's part, is a little bit longer, but it can be the limit of 15 minutes. So you can go faster. The idea, don't take, in total, don't take more than 40 minutes for the reading section. That can give you a little bit more opportunity to have more time for the listening, which is more difficult, and the writing. So you can take more time writing, remembering vocabulary, etc. But anyway, let's check the vocabulary that I have noticed in this exercise. Okay, according to the answers, we have reading answer G. Okay, so Jenny wants to buy locally produced food. This was directly going to the Portford market, right? So technically it was 6F. Remember? What about Matt? Question Jimena. What does Matt want?
Matt wants to buy some cheap things and something for it.
Verbs, the connector for verbs.
Something to eat. And he is looking for recordings by diverse bands of music. By diverse bands of music.
Okay, pronunciation.
Different.
No, pronunciation.
Diverse.
Exactly.
Diverse.
So what does he want?
He is looking for a diverse recordings of music. No. He is looking for. No, that's it. And
he's looking for diverse music or diverse recordings. So which one is the answer for number 7?
I think letter G.
Letter G. You are totally correct.
No.
Good
Yes?
job. Yes, of course.
Okay.
How did you get to that conclusion?
Okay. Reading the text, it is mentioned that the Teddingley Market is a place situated under the city walls, and you can find things like second-hand clothes, but also
you can find what again? Seems.
You can find second-hand clothes.
But did you say since?
No.
Yes, you said since. What did you mean with since?
I don't know. I didn't want to tell you that. I don't know why I mentioned that.
All right. Yeah, but well, probably let me check if you have the word.
I get the information, but because it is mentioned that in this place there are unusual albums by different singers.
Yeah, that's why it's important to detect why you use the word, because
the keyword.
Not only the keywords. No. It's about if you have the intention to say something, you need to pronounce it correctly, number 1. And number 2, collocate the word correctly. It's about paying attention to what you are saying. So every word is important. Everything that you say is important. And the reason you said it is important too. So here, the pronunciation was not sings, it was singers. Slow down. Slow down on your speech and pronounce the words correctly. So you are very, very sure that you are communicating what you're trying to say.
Okay, teacher.
Right. But anyway, you are correct. The reasons were correct. Everything was correct. Good job. This is the one that we are talking about, unusual albums, which matches with rare recordings, right? Here you have a nice match. The second one can be something hard to eat, which is, well, we don't have any reference about something hard to eat. King of music, work. Ah, yes, get something to wear. That's another reference, because in the reading there is a huge selection of great value in new second-hand clothes. This section, the second-hand clothes, was very, very important on the match as well. You got it? Questions, guys. Do you know what is stalls? Vocabulary? Okay, this is new, right? The one over here. Stalls. Probably you are familiar with the word stand. Stand, but as a noun. This one.
Stand.
Of course, talking about a market. Here it is. A table or a vertical structure where things are displayed or advertised. For example, on an exhibition, in a book fair, or in the market. Right? Well, a synonym is a stall. Get it? Understand stall? Hello? Are you sleeping?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah. Yes, you are sleeping?
No?
Okay. Well, anyway, a stall is a stand, right? B2 vocabulary, a little bit difficult, but it is necessary to understand this. And the word stall is in a lot of options. So there we go, stalls. Let's go to the next one, number 8. What did you get? What did you get? Oh, great, Benji. Did you have time to do the exercise, Benji?
I guess that
Yes.
yes.
Cool.
Eh,
What do you have?
I think that the Sami can be related with
Can
letter
be related. Spanish.
can be related.
Related.
Okay, can be related with letter E. All for lane.
Number 8, letter E. You are actually incorrect, brother. What was the reason? Why did you select letter E?
Because he would like photographs at the historic place.
Yes.
The all for lane say us
Tell
that
us.
what?
Tell us. No say yes. Gossip structures.
Tell us that is situated in a historic city.
I agree.
Um,
Well, that reason is very nice, but definitely happened something to you. The word historic is tricking you. Because precisely the person said explicitly that he wants a historic place. So So probably that helps you like 50%, but we are excluding, or we are not taking into consideration the painting. He wanted a painting. And in this paragraph, there is no paintings, no art.
Okay.
See, we have bargains, we have food, and that's it, but there is no painting. The answer to number 8 was the word B. Roswell Hill. You know,
In or okay, for the artist.
exactly. Specializing in pictures both from well-known artists and also those beginning.
Okay.
The word pictures is similar to the word painting. Picture is not necessarily photo. Picture can be also painting. Okay.
Okay.
And well-known is a person. Do you understand well-known?
Well, no, no understand.
Okay, that's very important vocabulary. Everybody, guys, take note on your glossary. Well-known.
Yes, I know this word.
Yes. What is this word, brother?
Synonym for famous person.
Famous, popular. A famous person is a well-known person. This is a description. Okay. Which is precisely the reference that is necessary in Sammy's description. Because Sammy says that he wants a painting by someone unknown. The opposite of well-known is the contrary. Well-known is famous, unknown is not famous. Here, it says that there are pictures from well-known artists, but also including well-known artists, those beginning their careers. A person that is beginning their careers is
Someone.
unknown.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the one. Those are the two references that can help in this case.
Okay. Yeah, okay, teacher.
Oh, and the historic section. Hundreds of years old. The building is hundreds of years old. That's a historic match.
Okay.
There we go. Very good. What about number 9? Caesar, what did you get? Number 9.
Letter for Alexia is letter C.
Letter C. That is actually correct, brother. Good job. Yes, of course. How do you know it's letter C?
Because this market indoor market, and she wants to avoid the cold by staying inside.
Yes.
This is
yes.
And in a fantastic modern setting, find everything from rare gold and silver jewelry, jewelry to designer clothes. Jewelry?
Jewelry, exactly. Jewelry.
jewelry,
jewelry,
Jewelry.
jewelry,
jewelry. Yeah,
Jewelry.
bright gold and silver jewelry to designer clothes.
Designer clothes.
And she needed this jewelry piece.
Exactly. What is the jewelry piece that she needs?
A special necklace.
That's correct. Good job. Exactly. So the first match is a special necklace for her grandmother, and this is the jewelry piece. Silver jewelry. Silver jewelry happening. Right? Jewelry technically is level A2. So we are supposed to know that word. That's why it's not necessary to have it. But if you don't have it, guys, if you don't know what is jewelry, put it in your glossary. Okay? Super important. The other that you mentioned, Cesar, exactly. It's an indoor market. Super important because Alexia was very, very clear that she wants to avoid the cold. No?
Yes.
So if she goes to an indoor market, she will have no cold. Right?
Camberwell Market, it's a preferred market for Alex.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the match for Alexia. Good job. The last one. Let's go with let's go with Laurita. What do you have on number 10 for Ella?
Ella. Ella is looking for objects from other countries. For her friends, she'd like to choose a second-hand book to read on the journey home, and wants a snack at the market too. The leather, I think the leather H.
Laurita, you are totally correct.
Yes.
Yes, of course. Good job.
Yes,
Good job.
because okay. I don't see. Okay. Okay. Because we also have gifts from all over the world.
Exactly.
She wants the gifts for your friends.
Her friends.
Her
Exactly.
friends.
Mhm.
Yes, because she'd like to choose a second-hand book. Okay, I don't know.
Okay.
Because I look for an old copy
Exactly.
of something by a favorite author.
Exactly. That is the correct reference and the match to the second-hand book.
Yes.
Correct. And the gifts from all over the world was a match from other countries. So that was the second part. For her, everything was very, very good job.
Over the world.
Perfect, Laurita. Good job. Good job. So there is no problem in this particular exercise. Does anybody detected new vocabulary in this exercise?
Yes, teacher.
What do you have, Rich?
Bargains. Bargains.
Okay. Pronunciation. Bar.
Bargain.
Bar.
Bargain.
Exactly.
Bargain.
Bargain. Look at this definition.
Sí. Bargains. Bargains.
But be careful, the stress is in the first syllable, eh? It's bargain.
Ah,
bargain.
okay. Bargain.
Excellent, much better.
Okay.
Bargain.
Yes.
So now, give me a definition. What is the definition?
A thing bought for less than the usual price.
That's
A
right.
ganga.
Jesus Christ, exactly, yes. Yes, but in English. That's right. Very bad, Miche. Yes, it's a bargain, something that you buy for a very, very low price. So usually, for example, collectors items like cards or things that are very, very popular, but all the people don't know the price. So usually they give you a very low price for
Okay.
or collectibles or things like that. You know,
Okay.
that is one of the words. I agree with you. I think this is very important vocabulary. Anyway, I ask you this question because look, there is this vocabulary that is probably new for you in the text. Check if you get any of these words as new and include it in your question. That's the vocabulary found in this exercise. As you can see, these readings have very much emphasis on B1 and B2 vocabulary too, right? This is because the exercise expands a little bit to the next level. So you will see some B1 vocabulary, but you will see also other types, including this case. Any question right now?
No, teacher.
Easy, right? That is pretty easy. 15 minutes was a pretty nice exercise. Let's go to one more before we go. Okay, another exercise of 15 minutes, and this is going to be the part 3. Part 3 of the exercise. In the next part, you will need to fill in the blanks. This is precisely similar to the previous exams exercise. There is a space and you need to collocate the correct word. Look at this. This one. We are going to practice part 5. This is the difficult one, right? Oh yeah. Part 5 and part 6, what do we do first? Let's go for part 6. I think that one is faster and easier for 15 minutes. Okay? In part 6, you have these spaces, but you can collocate any word that you imagine. It's very important that you read the instructions correctly. Write only one word per gap. No more than one word. Okay? I think there was a problem in the previous exam that you collocated 2 or 3 words in this exercise. Be careful, it's only one. It can be a connector, it can be a verb, it can be a description, it can be an article. Everything depends on your ability for grammar correction, autocorrection, self-correction. The clock will mark 15 minutes. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Sorry, I'm going to reload it. Don't worry. There we go. Okay, again. Action. As you may finish, please send them to me via WhatsApp. Okay, all your answers, because this is the introduction for tomorrow's class. So it'll be super necessary for tomorrow's class. Pass it to me. I have Caesar's. What about the rest? All right, you got Elsie's. As you send it to me, you can leave. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, I'll give you your answers tomorrow.
See you.
Have a nice night. Good night.
Thank you, teacher. See you.
Bye, sir. See you later.
Thanks. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Laurita.
Night. Good night.
Bye-bye, guys. See you later.
Thank you, teacher. Bye.
You too. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Jimmy. See you later.